The four Chopin ballades are insanely difficult pieces of piano music that most people will never be able to play. I meant play well. Oh. But with so many other challenging songs written for the piano, what makes the ballades unique? Well, take a second and imagine with me that you are riding a bike downhill as fast as you possibly can. Oh, but you're not on a road, but rather a dirt path through a forest with rocks and sticks and tree roots sticking out everywhere. And even though you're in danger of a catastrophic accident happening at any second, you also have to do a phone interview for your dream job at the same time. It would be really difficult to not literally fall off the bike while trying to do your job interview, but it would also be difficult to talk clearly while so much of your attention is focused on the biking. We're going to start off here talking about the bike ride aspect of the Chopin ballades. I mean, not really a bike ride, but like the technical challenges and virtuosity of the pieces. But to do that, we're going to move this conversation over to the big piano. The technical expertise required to play really any of the Chopin ballades to the piano is at the top of the charts. You have fast scales. Oh wait, before I play anymore, I just want to share with you this really cool, authentic tuning that attempts to match the same tuning Chopin would have had on his piano in 1835 when he published his first ballade. Or maybe I just haven't gotten the piano tune for a while. You decide. Fast arpeggios. Crazy double note jumping inner voice melodies. So when talking about the virtuosity of these pieces, I want to focus on two main things. The first one is just the extreme level of skill and technique required to play these passages. There's not just octaves, but really fast octaves. Not just arpeggios, but really fast arpeggios. And each one of these techniques dramatically cuts down the amount of people who are able to play the ballades. Think of each technique as a prerequisite for a job. We want someone with a graduate degree in the field. A minimum of 20 years of experience, and ideally under the age of 25. So each one of those job requirements would cut out a huge number of people who would be allowed to apply for the job. Same thing with these techniques in the Chopin ballades. But not only are the individual techniques so incredibly challenging, but the second thing is just the sheer number of different techniques required to play any one of the ballades. You might have insanely fast octaves one measure, but then you also have to worry about a polyrhythm coming up soon, and also some really fast scales that are right around the corner. Another way of saying this is playing each individual measure is hard enough, but then stringing all those measures together into one giant continuous piece is, proportionally speaking, much more challenging. Now, there are other fast, difficult piano pieces, even some by Chopin himself, that either match or in some cases surpass the ballades in just straight up technical challenge. But what can set the ballades apart is the second main category, musicianship. The term musicality or musicianship can refer to so many different aspects of music, it's almost not helpful. That is, unless you have a nice guy to break it all down for you. The ballades are full of long, beautiful sections. In fact, most of them contain more slow, easy parts, easy relatively speaking, than they do hard parts. The challenge in these slow sections is to play them, well, musically. Just kidding, we'll break it down. You have to be able to draw your audience in with sadness, or maybe a sense of hope, or getting louder, or subtly fading away. You have to engage people with the way you're playing the notes, not just the fact that you can play the notes. When something's fast, you might be able to impress people just, wow, they're playing fast. But when it's going slowly, you're going to take some time to figure out how you can make this section effective. This can be an area that many piano players can struggle with. You see, you might have the technical skill to play fast notes, but do you have the patience in the ear to craft a single beautiful line? But playing beautiful music while the notes are progressing slowly isn't the only thing I mean by musicianship. Remember our biking down a crazy hill analogy. Not only are you attempting to stay out of the hospital, but you're also trying to do a good job on your interview so you can get your dream job. The musicality of these ballades does not exist only in the slow sections. Really? But there are still hundreds of musical details that you have to manage while you are racing down that hill at full speed. Here's an example from the ending of the first ballad. The notes are absolutely flying by, but while you're doing that, there's also a melody right here in the thumb. And then if we take our musician lens and zoom way out, we still have to manage the entire 10-minute drama of each one of these pieces. The piano player needs to not just play each section well, and not even just each section musically within itself, but has to be able to make the entire piece work together as one unit. Imagine I talked really loudly for 10 minutes straight. It would get really old really fast. But also, if nothing rushes or builds or gets more exciting, it would get really boring really quickly, and you probably wouldn't enjoy it. So the piano player has to be able to learn all these different sections, but then perform the piece in such a way that tells one story. If your goal is to someday play one of these ballades, I hope this video doesn't scare you off. In fact, I hope it just gives you a better understanding of what goes into it. I'm currently working on a video about how to practice more efficiently, which will be all about giving you strategies to get more done in less practice time. And that video will appear right here once it is out. Now, go practice piano. I'll see you in the next video.